Good morning, everyone. Welcome to yet another session of MS Talks. Today, we are going to be talking about a very interesting initiative that we at MS Events are organizing called the Arab Green Summit, or TAGS as we like to call it fondly. Climate change is affecting all of us all across the world. The ill effects of climate change are being felt. With nations racing against time to reach the goals of Paris Climate Deal and transition to net zero by 2050, global economies are forced to take drastic actions. These challenges have led to important conversations involving governments, international organizations, and business leaders, which in turn has led to a significant paradigm shift. The Arab Green Summit brings together the stakeholders across the Arab region to discuss, discover, and map out the latest practices and creative solutions, while serving as a platform for climate champions to discuss, innovate, collaborate, and set path for climate action through mitigation and adaptation. Joining us today, we have Dr. Jagannathan Ramaswamy, who is our conference chairman. He is very well known in the industry as an expert on energy, sustainability, and climate action, and has over 25 years of professional experience in this domain. He specializes in providing strategic advice on sustainability and climate action. And in his previous role as the head of sustainability at Truckees, he has also been involved with regulations surrounding built environments to drive energy efficiency, green building code, and certification. Apart from that, he has also played a very active part in the committee for 2040 Master Plan. Joining us alongside Dr. Jagannathan, we have Dina Storey. As Director of Sustainability Operations at Expo 2020 Dubai, Dina Storey leads the development and implementation of the World Expo's Sustainable Event Management Strategy. Dina's current focus includes sustainable development and integration of sustainability into both the built environment and operations. Her mandate is to ensure that the Expo meets and exceeds its sustainability commitments both locally and globally. Over to you, Dr. Jagannathan and Dina. Thank you.
Thanks, Pritka, for the lovely introduction. Good morning, Dina. How are you?
Hello.
Hi, Dina. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. How are you?
I'm very fine. Thank you. And as such, we are very excited with the preparations ongoing for tags. We have got the, I should say, endorsement and confirmed participation from two major industries with the climate change and energy. And we are quite excited about that. How are things at your end, at Expo site?
Very good. Thank you, Doctor. It's been a really interesting journey. We have about 50 days to go. And it's an exciting time. It's wonderful to see how this beautiful program has developed over the past few years since I started working at Expo.
Sure, it's bound to be given the size of the event itself. And that takes me back to one of the important questions surrounding sustainability, which of course connect us. There's always a gap between design and delivery, or building to operations. And you have specifically focused on integrating sustainability into the built environment and onto operations as well. So a few words on how exactly you managed to do that, having been there all through from the beginning, Dina.
It's a very good question, Dr. Jurgen. I think one of the most important things that we have focused on is making the integration practical. But at the same time, aiming for the skies, or aiming for the stars, as they say. So, for example, when we started off, we actually had we had aimed for only 3 LEED Platinum buildings. We ended up with 7 LEED Platinum buildings and a total of 123 buildings, permanent structures that are LEED certified. So you aim high, but you also are practical about what you can and cannot do. With the operations, for example, we had major targets for example, waste management. We had aimed and we had committed to 85% diversion from landfill. as of the beginning of the event, till the beginning of the event, we were at 91% diversion from landfill. And what we're planning to do is all of these learnings that we have gone through and the challenges, as well as the success stories, we're planning to put them out there to the world, hence why we have reporting, to make sure others will make use of this experience that we together.
Quite impressive to hear that. Now I'll just move the topic from built environment to the overall environment or the planet. The last few days or prior to COP26, we had a major announcement that UAE is going to target go net zero by 2050 or a net zero strategic initiative. So how do you think that's going to unfold in UAE, and what sort of an impact it's going to have in the wider region?
I think it's going to have a very good impact, to be honest with you. And the reason is because this target drives change, it drives innovation, it disrupts the status quo. And we see this happening, the announcement of moving towards more renewables, it's moved, towards that direction. The announcement about using green technologies, the disruption that's happened just in the waste, in the circular economy concepts that are popping up here, the policies that are coming up, even policies to say we're going to be charging for single-use plastic, you see that coming up. And I think this will all lead to this net zero by 2050. The goal of a target like that, as I said, it's there, it's aspirational, and it creates that disruption, which creates in turn innovations that will drive change.
Nice to hear, and we are excited to be a part of the journey. Now moving back to the Arab Green Summit. Now, as you know, this is a summit that is created to benefit across sectors, and we want to create a legacy in this space of climate action through this summit, which is going to run year after year. You have gone through the sectoral representation and the speaker profile and the way it has been structured. So from your point of view, how do you think your first impression on tags, and how do you think a genuine platform such as tags could help the region, the policymakers, and of course the nation to transition to net zero? And second, to set the scene and prepare for an effective COP28. So all three questions put together in one.
Actually, all three questions are really, really good. And I'll start with the first one. I think that the structure and what you have done with tags is unique in a way that it does bring the region together. The other part is it doesn't just look at climate change from one angle. It actually goes through the whole spectrum of what we need to deliver on the climate change promises. So to me, it's of course the speakers are wonderful, and that you have the right structure, but I think it's beyond that. I think it's the holistic approach that you are looking at the climate change challenge, and I won't say an issue, because I think at this point we have stopped looking at the climate change as an issue, but look at it as a challenge, which to me is a better way of looking at it. So I think that's what I like about tags. How this sets the stage for COP28 or even COP27, because it's also going to be in the region, is it's going to be an accelerator. People are going to start looking at the region differently. To me, one of the most frustrating things is the misconception about the region, when the reality is we have people like you, we have people like Her Excellency Mariam, we have both women and men and young people in the region who are really striving for sustainability and transformation. And I think it would be a good way to say, look, this is the Arab Green Summit. These are people who are passionate. This is how we're going to drive change through to COP27 and towards COP28. I hope I answered your question.
Thank you so much for the excellent reply, and I'm glad you did that.
Yeah.
You believe in sustainability and climate action as a vehicle for economic growth or economic prosperity. And that is quite important because it's always a narrative that is driven that sustainability is expensive or it is not friendly to economic growth. Just a couple of sentences from you on that and on how firmly you believe in that philosophy.
The basic foundation of sustainability is three things, and we all know it. It's economic, social, and environmental. And I mentioned economic first, because sustainability will not be able to thrive unless there is an economic value to it. And we have to start realizing that and believing that in order for things to go forward. You see things like environmental social governance now being mandated in terms of reporting in both the financial sector, but in all of the other sectors that are looking for investments. A lot of the Dubai Stock Exchange, the Saudi Stock Exchange now have an ESG rating system.
True.
I think that shows you the importance of the economic value. And that misconception that sustainability is more expensive now is starting to die down. And I'm seeing more people seeing it as an opportunity versus a hindrance.
Thank you so much. And then I think I would wrap up with the last question to you. You are going to be playing a vital role in the Arab Green Summit, and the stakeholders know you, and you're going to speak at that. So what sort of an energy are you going to bring there, or what's going to be your approach when you talk beyond the buildings and beyond circularity to the whole set of climate action, driving the country, region towards decarbonization, net zero, and genuine climate achievement?
I think I'm going to be in a place where I have my peers that are passionate about sustainability with me. So my goal is to walk hand in hand with them on this journey and to be with them moving forward. And so my goal is to bring the energy of collaboration to this summit. And I think that's, I go back to Expo's Connecting Minds, Creating the Future. That's basically the motto that has been ingrained in me over the past 5 years. So my goal is to do that.
Welcome, Dina. It was great speaking to you. Thank you so much for taking time off your expo and then spending it for us. And we look forward to seeing you in TAGS and your participation in Decarbonization and Climate Action Awards too. Have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Dr. Jagannathan. Thank you, Dina. We'll see you at TAGS. Bye-bye.